did you know that you could have watched this video early and ad-free if you had become a member of my Patreon? How do you do that? I'm glad you asked. It's very simple. Head over to patreon.com/MarvinFrancois where you can get early, ad-free, and exclusive access to my content way before the general public does here on my YouTube channel. That's patreon.com/MarvinFrancois. And if you're too lazy to type it up there, don't worry. I'll leave a link to the website in the description below. Patreon.com/MarvinFrancois. Looking forward to seeing you on the other side. But until then, peace from the Middle East and enjoy the video. Let's go.
I was taught coming into credit repair, you don't touch open accounts. You leave open accounts alone. You can't mess with them. You touch them, that's it. Game over. You can only deal with accounts that are closed, right? Or delinquent accounts like a collections.
Show me the law that says that.
There.
Bring me your sensei.
So now, but that's what I'm saying. So now you're saying, no. Run it back. You can use this law, 15 USC 1681A 2B to deal with even with open accounts.
It's not only that. I have friends that do Toro. You know I got the car for free.
Right. TIL.
So it's going out for my first rentals tomorrow.
Congratulations.
So round of applause for me.
Yeah.
Free car.
Right.
Now, auto loans.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy had 8 cars. He's in Toro.
Mm-hmm.
I gave him the auto letter.
Mm-hmm.
He got 3 deleted.
What's in the auto letter?
Mm-hmm.
now, what's in the auto letter? Okay, because now we're talking about open auto loans. So we can get open auto loans removed as well.
Yes.
How can we go about doing that? Come on. If you don't even know it, just sprinkle it. Just sprinkle the salt. Just sprinkle the salt. How do we? If I just want to get this auto loan off my curb, or how do we go about doing it?
All right. So the product's already made. It's on the website, right?
Right.
It also, if you go on my website and duringthelevante.com,
Mhm.
and you'll see an auto deletion letter, right?
Okay.
You can use that to remove the account. What we use, or what I use in that, is a combination of things.
Mhm.
So we just read the exclusion.
Right.
So the exclusion with the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act.
Talk a little about what exactly is the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act.
So the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act is an act that was put in place where you can opt out, just like what we read for 6802.
Okay.
That's a part of Graham-Leach, but
Okay.
it goes more into, it has specific sections for auto loan and some disclosures. So when you go to the dealership, under the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act, they're supposed to tell you how they're going to handle your information, how they're going to protect it. They're also to tell you how 6802, you can opt out of having that information reported. But you don't know the things that you don't know.
Okay.
So how are you going to know?
So using the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act, that's what it's called, right? The the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act, right?
Google it. It's going to bring you to the Federal Trade Commission website.
So Graham, like cracker.
Yeah, Gramm. It's spelled a little weird.
Okay, so Gramm.
Yeah, if you spell it wrong, it's still going to bring up the correct thing.
Graham. Let me just type it in. I'm gonna put Graham like cracker. Leach.
Leech.
Right.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Bailey is spelled a little different. It's Bililey.
Liley. What's going on in
Yeah, it's spelled a little different.
Graham-Leach-Bailey Act. Okay, I found it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got you. So, I mean, the short definition, it's on the ftc.gov website. So it says the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act requires financial institutions, companies that offer consumers financial products or services like loans, financial or investment advice, or insurance to explain their information sharing practices to their consumers and to safeguard sensitive data.
You have a car, right?
I do have a car.
Did they break that down to you?
No, they didn't actually. Funny
That's
enough.
a requirement. So when you talk about getting truth in lending violations and then getting the title to your car, which is a whole nother story that we're not going to get into, it's breach of these disclosures, because under truth in lending, any violation under truth in lending is double the finance charge. 15 USC 1640.
You want me to look it up? Let's do it. Let's
Go
do it.
ahead.
15 USC. First of all, this is a lot of laws, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lot of laws. 15 USC 16 what?
40.
Oh, 1640?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is civil liability, legal information. Where do I go? Start from A?
Yeah.
So A is it. Remember, this is 15 USC 1640 civil liability.
We're on the truth in lending.
We're on truth in lending, right? So now, individual or class action for damages, amount of award, factors determining amount of award. So it says, except as otherwise provided in this section, any creditor who fails to comply with any requirement imposed under this part including any requirement under section 1635 of this title, subsection
So
F or
1635 is the right of rescission. That's how you can get a vehicle for free.
Right. And we talked about that, of course.
No, different.
Oh, okay.
That's how you're gonna get. So when you go to buy a vehicle, right? There's a thing called the right of rescission, where 3 days after the consummation of the contract, you're able to return that product or saying, I don't want it anymore. They need to give you all your money back, no penalties.
Stop. Run that back. Say that again. Because I don't think they caught that. Say that again. Say it again.
You want all the sauce.
I mean, we might as well. We here.
Okay.
Listen. So run that back. Say that again.
Okay. So the right of rescission.
Okay.
Less than 1% of the people in America know about this.
What exactly is the right of rescission? So now, do I type it in or do I just click?
15 USC 1635.
Boom, let's talk about it. Man, we was just on 15 USC 1640.
I'm telling you, so the law goes, bro, one law goes with the other. So people try to separate them.
So now, boom, 15 USC 1635, right of rescission, that's a certain transaction. Now from A, start from A, or...
I wanted you to finish the first one.
Oh, let's go.
Since we're getting excited.
No, let's finish 1640. So going back to 1640, right? I finished off with any requirement under section 1635 of this title, subsection F or G of subsection 1641 of this title, or part D or E of this subchapter with respect to any person is liable to such person in an amount equal to or sum of, and do I keep going?
It's going to tell you double the finance charge.
So one says any actual damage. We talked about that.
We know what actual damage is.
Yeah, we know what actual damage is. Sustained by such person as a result of the failure, right? Then we go to, I see 2AI. And then it says, in the case of individual action, twice the amount of any finance charge in connection with the transaction. Do I keep going?
No, it's good.
Okay.
So now, the first interview, we broke it down what a finance charge was.
Right.
And on your retail installment contract, there's a box on the left-hand side that says finance charge. And it tells you what that finance charge is. So let's say, for example, your finance charge was 25 grand. Well, if you find a violation under truth in lending, what are you owed, my brother?
I need my coin.
Run me my
I need
coin.
my breach. Okay, all right, okay.
So now, when we talk about the right of rescission now, you're able to get the collateral, the vehicle, whatever. Sign it today. Today's what?
Today's the 26th or 27th.
Okay. So 3 business days from now, I have the right to exercise my right of rescission.
Okay.
However, they're supposed to tell you this at the dealership. If they don't, when you find out, you have up to 2 years to use the right of rescission. It's buried deep in there, and I don't remember the exact section. So you'd have to really go through it. But even though it says 3 days, you can get up to 2 years, because when you find fraud, you find fraud. So on knowing that now, you can do it. So basically, the right of rescission gives you the ability to buy the vehicle. I don't want it anymore. But if you deemed it equitable to you, you can retain such item, still get all your funds back, not be liable for it. And if they don't pick it up in 20 days, you own it free and clear.
Hold on. Now we got to go to rights of rescission, because we was there. Now we're going back to. Can we go back to it? 15 U.S. Code 1635. Rights of rescission.
Let's go
from A, right?
Let me see. There's a part. It's long. It's really long.
I see that. Man, what are we doing on this channel?
B. Go to B.
What are we doing on this channel?
I don't know right now, but they're about to get some game right now.
What are we doing on this channel? All right, let's go to B, right? So return of money or property following rescission, right? So when an obligor exercises his right to rescind under subsection A, he is not liable for any finance or other charge, and any security interest given by the obligor, including any such interest arising by operation of law, becomes void upon such a rescission. Within 20 days after receipt of a notice of rescission, the creditor shall return to the obligor any money or property given as earnest money, down payment, or otherwise, and shall take any action necessary or appropriate to reflect the termination of any security interest created under the transaction. Keep going.
Oh yeah, he gets good.
If the creditor has delivered any property to the
He gets real
obligor,
good.
the obligor may retain possession of it.
Say what?
If the creditor has delivered any property to the obligor may retain possession of it. Upon the performance of the creditor's obligations under this section, the obligor shall tender the property to the creditor, except that if return of the property in kind would be impracticable or
Really?
equitable,
Really?
the obligor shall tender its reasonable value. Keep going.
Tender. Notice it says tender.
Right.
It didn't say pay.
Mm-hmm.
It says tender.
Mm-hmm.
But continue.
There you
The
go.
good part is coming up.
Okay. Tender shall be made at the location of the property or at the residence of the obligor at the option of the obligor. If the creditor does not take possession of the property within 20 days after tender by the obligor, ownership of the property vests in obligor without obligation on his part to pay for it.
Do you understand what you just read?
I'll be running back again. If the creditor does not take possession of the property within 20 days after tender by the obligor.
It says tender.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to tender payment? I am going to give you this as it's an example.
Mm-hmm.
Like just the same way we have promissory notes,
Mm-hmm.
Federal Reserve notes,
Mm-hmm.
we have checks. Those are legal tender. You just need to tender payment. It says tender.
Right.
It didn't say you got to do money.
Mm-hmm.
Read the words.
Tender.
Tender.
Right.
What does tender mean?
Boom. So now you want me to finish it off?
Yeah.
Within 20 days after tender by the obligor, ownership of the property vests in the obligor without obligation on his part to pay for it. The procedures prescribed by this subsection shall apply except when otherwise ordered by a court.
That's all good. That's good. So now we cover that.
I gotta study. I gotta study. So that's basically how right of rescission works, essentially.
Congress just told you. We didn't make the shit up.
Right.
Federal law.
Right. I gotta study. Oh,